like that was going to be more because, you know, rightfully so, she's more upset and more affected by Slater's death. So it's kind of like, I thought maybe they'd reveal that or talk about that a little bit more. But I think that's like the core of the only beef I have with this movie is like, we really don't get to know anyone. And I don't need like mountains of backstory, but I think a little bit more could have made it a little bit like more cohesive overall.
Yeah, I agree. And well, she's the next death, which we've already discussed, the acid cigarette.
Hard.
Lucas has predicted like that she will storm off and needs to get some air. Well, I suppose because she's still affected by JD's death, etc. So needs to go out and has a cigarette, dies hard from the inside.
Are we all thinking the same thing right now?
What are we all thinking?
What if she had just got it sooner? Like, she could have got that cigarette at any point.
Well, the cartons didn't fall out until just before she had one. So, like, JLM has a bunch of remotes and triggers and stuff on him when he's found out to be the killer. So I reckon when she left the room, he then, like, pressed the cigarette release button.
Right.
On his little remote.
But, like, theoretically, she could have got in there. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
As soon as they get the guns, she could just shoot at one of the machines and have a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kick the glass open.
Yeah, shoot the glass. And...
Wait, that's speed. No, that's shoot the hostage.
That's Die Hard, shoot the glass.
Oh, yeah.
So he says it in German, and then the German guy doesn't understand him, so he shouts it in English instead. It makes perfect sense. Don't even think about it. Die Hard, perfect film. So she has a cigarette. As soon as she takes a quarter of a drag, her fingers start to melt, her lips melt, she's bleeding from the mouth, she drops a bit of cigarette on her shoe, and it melts through her foot. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm going to die," and dies. And it's
mind-blowing.
Horrific.
Mind-blowing misdirect. Because you're like, oh, damn, she narrowly escaped sucking in all that acid. And then all of a sudden, nope, it's still there somehow, seeping into her being.
One of the worst deaths I've seen in any film. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's a rapidly, something causes a chemical reaction to expand. Because you can't get that much acid.
No.
That's some...
It's insidious, is what it is.
How is he getting a hold of it? Like, this isn't like a government lab. Like,
exactly.
This is like the plot of Indiana Jones movie.
Yes. Like how Jay said he wants to see the setup, that we need the whole other movie that explains, like, his chemical processing, like how he's doing the blood draining so quickly, like so many things that we need to know.
We need mind planners. We need to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who made this acid? Why didn't you just put it in everyone's coffee?
It's some like Captain
Where's
America
the challenge
or something. Like it seems very like this can't exist. There's no way.
Did it need a reaction with liquids since it's in the cigarette safely?
Or
great
fire.
Question.
Maybe it needs to be lit, like once heat comes into contact with it.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
But there must be a lot of it because it's in every pack of cigarettes, and presumably every cigarette in that pack needs to have the acid in it.
Also a good question, or also a good observation.
Did he know her brand? Wait, did he know her brand?
I don't think
that could have saved time.
I feel like it didn't matter because there was nothing else available.
Yeah,
I've never smoked, so I don't know.
And I do feel like when he flips the switch, they show at least at least 5 machines around the island. So that's at least 5 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Did I make this up in my head? When she was walking out, I could have swore she saw a single pack of cigarettes laying there.
She did, yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, because that had just fallen out of the one that I suppose when JLM was setting up the traps, he didn't know exactly he's not good enough of a profile to know exactly where she would be on this mysterious island.
He just placed them around.
Yeah, every
breadcrumb.
Yeah.
How much would it be better if she just like, ooh, cigarette, and then ooh, another cigarette, and then just leads her into like a pit.
Leads into a bear
piece
trap.
of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, just like into a pit of vipers and pit bulls and razor blades.
This is her weakness. Razor blades and vipers and pit bulls.
It's almost more believable that the lighter would have done something.
Yeah.
Oh, the lighter explodes.
I guess that would be too similar to Vince's death with the gun.
Yeah, which I think is that the next death.
That is. So Vince. Once Nicole dies, they're like, oh, it's one of us still. Oh, then they hear the recording playing of Val Kilmer, and so they go. So Vince says that he's not going to come anymore. So LL Cool J handcuffs Vince's chair so he can't get around anymore, which just seems mean. Yeah. I didn't fully grasp the logic behind what was going on there, but fine. So Vince stays behind. LL Cool J, Sarah, and Lucas go and find Val Kilmer's strung up puppet corpse and 2 other dead FBI people. We've covered that. It's a pretty cool scene because you hear like, oh, Val Kilmer's talking to them. He's like mocking them all, but then it turns out to be a video of him talking to Lucas. That just is perfectly timed when they get to him. Anyway, wonderful logic to the film that ties up nicely. Meanwhile, Vince is trying to. Oh yeah. So LL Cool J took he left Vince with his gun, but took his bullets. So then Vince goes into the freezer to find either Bobby or Rafe's body.
Rafe, because he doesn't have a head, right?
Okay, because he has bullets in his gun, so he takes those. But then the freezer door shuts, but that doesn't mean anything because he gets out a few minutes later. It just kind of delays him a little bit. Crawls to the elevator, hears somebody coming, shoots, and his gun backfires and explodes his head.
It's probably the best interpretation of like your downfall.
Yes.
Or like your
gun.
Yeah. Like they do a great job of making him say that 100 times. So like, but that also makes sense. Like he knew he would use that at some point and it would backfire. Literally,
yeah. It blew up in his face.
Now, stupid question. They're all profilers. So then the first one who dies is Slater, and he took the lead. Do you think they would have been like, do you think the person wanted him to take the lead and would have him there? And then the coffee guy is dead who makes the coffee. Do you think Nicole could be like, hey, there's cigarettes. And they've already done the coffee bit in the leader bit. Like, I might be in trouble here. Or is it just too late and they're tired and they're afraid?
Well,
and they're not really profiling.
He's setting up, like, everything's preordained with a watch and a time as to when everything's going to happen as well. So it feels like everything is going to plan.
But wait, I think you're asking like, should she be like aware of what's happening here, put it together, and not go towards the vice? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the only thing with her is I believe she's not around for that conversation, and they actually come together while she's away. They go, oh, this is what's happening, and that's why they all go, Michelle, or what's her name?
Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they all
right.
are like, Nicole, because she's like not in the room, and then it's like cut to her looking for cigarettes.
I haven't seen this movie in a while, and
that's fair.
She was standing by the nitrous, like those liquid oxygen. I thought those things were gonna blow up when she was smoking.
Yeah.
Because she just goes to a really horrible spot to smoke, and I was like, is she gonna blow up as well as getting acid?
Well, that would make sense because they make a big deal of pointing out the canisters as they arrive at the island. I think, okay, that's Chekhov's gas canisters. They're gonna come back at some point.
Well, I think they come with Christian Slater.
But but that's quite early on. I was expecting them to, like, there's a lot of them. I thought it would be some kind of big explosive finale. It's a Rennie Harlan film. They tend to end with an explosion.
Can I also ask, now that we're on that subject, I just remembered. Also, did they say that those canisters were used to create Arctic-like temperatures on the island for the seals to train in? Did I get that right?
Was that in the water?
Or something? I don't know. Like, at one point, they're, like, hanging out, and there's, like, snow appearing around, and I was like, I guess this is debris. I don't know what's happening. I was very confused on that part.
Yeah, that was snow. Rennie Harlan said he bought candles that burnt, and then they would have big fans blowing it, and it was supposed to be snow.
But, like, islands in off the coast of South Carolina do not get snow? Am I correct? Guys, you need to fact check me here.
Was it off of Virginia? That they went to?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like wherever Roanoke is. So,
yeah. I could see that snowing.
No! In
Virginia?
I live in Maryland. I don't think you're gonna get that much snow on an island. Do you think?
I mean, it's right off the coast.
Hold on, I gotta get me a glimpse of this.
I have no idea, so I'm just gonna let you two fight it out. What's the
Oh,
scale
okay.
city?
No, it's in.
Oh, it is off the coast of North Carolina.
It is North Carolina, yeah.
You are right.
Even more suspect. I mean, I guess you could get like a storm there. I don't know. I guess snow, but it just seemed like casual snow. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a bad weather moving through.
I guess I get snow in Georgia, so I guess North Carolina would get some snow as well.
I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like it's a rarity
Okay.
that would happen.
It just struck me. I was like, wait, where? I thought they were on an island. And I was like looking around. But all right. Yeah, what was the bit about? Why did they mention Roanoke?
This is another like almost like a red herring that didn't really go anywhere.
Yes. Which I was like, cool bit of trivia because I like that story. But also, why is it here?
Yeah.
You know, I watched this movie and I listened to the commentary and I watched all the behind the scenes videos and I'm still quite fuzzy about many things in this movie. But I've watched it twice for this.
Yeah.
Are you all like that as well or no?
Well, it's just there's a lot. Like, I think maybe it actually might be like weirdly clever because like, especially when you watch a lot of murder mysteries or these types of whodunits, you know, you kind of know what to look for and what not to look for, what's going to pan out, what's not going to pan out. Mm-hmm. And they give you so many little things like this that you think they're going to be of some level of significance. Like, they almost throw too many, I don't even want to call them red herrings, but there's like a weird amount of information that's not directed at the characters.
Yeah.
So they don't really help you like suss out what's going to happen. It's more, well, how does that play into the story? And a lot of times it just doesn't.
Yeah, good point.
So I found the script, and they do say that the Navy uses it to simulate Arctic regions. That's what the nitrogens are for. In general, if it's the military, don't touch it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's what's creating the snow.
I think that was my guess, but I was just trying to get some feedback on that because I was like not really sure.
I thought it was just the water. Like they go into the water to recreate dives in very cold water and controlled environments.
Well, that's what I thought when they mentioned it in the beginning, but then when I seen snow, I was like, what's this now?
They do say early on that they have the ability to do blood samples on the computer, analyze fibers and scout samples, but they can't do any research beyond the firewall. So they do establish they can do blood samples. So
they could do blood samples. I thought that meant like fake blood samples, but no. Okay, all right, that's fair enough.
Bernie Harlan has it explained.
For this fake,
he's got it.
For this fake profiling, they have the ability to do real blood samples. That makes perfect sense. Of course they do.
You know what? I gotta say, I do love the production design, and Rennie Harlan found the production designer. He was a guy that just painted. Would go into like older buildings, old churches, and redo their frescoes and various art inside of like large buildings. So he was a painter. But I looked at what he's been doing lately as a production designer, and let's see, when does it start? So 2013, Thor: The Dark World, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy, then Age of Ultron, then Doctor Strange, Infinity War, Endgame, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I remember listening to the commentary, and so Rennie Harlan gave him like his first huge job on Driven, and then he hired him on Mindhunters, and now he's Marvel's go-to production designer because Rennie Harlan brought him in.
Hey, good for him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many production designers are on those movies? Is it like one, or is it like a 400?
So, sorry if I'm being like, I don't want to like explain a bunch of things to you, but like, I don't want to explain things to you, you know. But like on a Marvel movie, what they have is they have a production designer, but then that production designer has about 3 art directors.
Okay.
And then the art directors are the one who are in the stages, doing everything, like getting everything built. Then they have their like coordinators, and they have their construction crews.
Okay.
So whenever
it's just like a small, but it isn't like it's not like a massive team. It's like there's a hierarchy, and he's kind of like running the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gotcha. So like the production designer reads the script, and then they kind of break down the script. Then they hire like what they think they should build. They hire people to do the modeling. They hire people to do the layouts. Like you get 3D printouts now, or you can do 3D printouts of sets now, or you get concept art. So they hire those people, and then when the director approves on the concept art, the production designer gets with his art directors and like his like the construction workers, and then they go build them in the very